Hey guys, it's day 235 on our journey to 2000, and in today's video I'm just going to show you guys two unrated games I played, and then we're going to play a rated game and see how it goes. So the first one was against this 2000 rated player. I played with 81% accuracy, like a 2100. He played like a 1700, 74% accuracy, just if you guys were curious. But the game started like this, and we go into the Pierce defense, classical, and I understood that the knight can come here and we can open up a position here like this. But what I don't understand, and this is the same exact position I've had in one or two other games, is why taking with the bishop is an inaccurate move. You could see it basically puts me down a piece. I'm not sure why it is. Looking now, it seems like the knight gets into the position and then the computer likes queen d7. But what if I were to just take there? Then queen d7. But what if I want to push this knight out? Then what? Then the knight goes to e6. Okay, so this is the kind of critical idea. So instead of taking with the bishop, the computer likes taking with the knight. I guess to get rid of this dark squared bishop is the idea. And then if he takes, now I have my bishop pair, and it kind of makes more sense in my head. So why get rid of a bishop when I could just put a knight there? Also, I could get rid of this annoying bishop. And computer agrees. So looking back, I kind of answered my own question, but I just want to show you guys this game because I won it and it makes me feel cool. So this is what happened. I get rid of the dark squared bishop. I bring my knight here because I expect something like this, and I want to get into this sort of position. His defenses are weakened, and I feel more comfortable fighting in this manner. Maybe my bishop comes to h6. Maybe it's going to be a target over here in the future. So this is kind of the ideas in my head. But my opponent doesn't do that. He instead goes c4, which allows me to go queen d7, targeting this maybe. I'm not sure exactly what the idea is here. I don't think a sacrifice is warranted, and computer agrees. So maybe just putting more forces there. We end up fighting on this side. I take here, and here I actually miss a very nice move, which I saw, but I didn't think works. And the idea here is going queen c8, targeting this pawn, and there's actually nothing you could really do to stop it. Computer says f6, and then e8, and all you can do is give up your queen and your knight. Why? Because let's say you do some move like this, which looks like it makes sense. Well, this is mate. Let's say you come here to try to run away. Well, you take this, and actually there's no way of protecting against mate. So that's actually really cool, but I didn't see that. Instead, I thought being a pawn up is pretty good. My queen is close. Things will work out. Now here I missed a very critical moment. This is a checkmate, so I would have to fight against that. Probably by moving the bishop back, blocking the knight's view. But his pieces start getting in, so it's a little bit annoying. But he doesn't do that. I take like this, and I'm feeling pretty good about this because I win the knight back. But even better than that, I could do this, take, and this already looks pretty good to me, right? Maybe there's some knight move if I want to lose the game. Apparently, that's a move if I want to lose the game, because this is a checkmate. So I don't know if I would have played accurately here. Maybe I would. I mean, this looks like the most obvious move, just to keep it connected, to keep the queen coming back and stuff. So yeah, I thought that was a cool game that I won. The next game here kind of shows stuff that I talked about in the past, which is my inability to win in a winning position. Now, I've played this so many times, taking like this or like this, and it ends up being a drawn position a lot of the times like this. Not with the knight, because then I think there's some tricks here with the check. But this ends up being a drawn game. And I finally remembered in an unrated game to bring the bishop out. And that's kind of the purpose. Now here I feel like there's this beautiful target. I castle to bring more pieces towards that side. And again, I have the advantage. I don't know how to kind of hold it. Now apparently the knight here was a miss. The knight here was better, which looks like the same move. So what's the difference? Well, the difference is with the knight here and this coming here, I have a target here. I also have e5, right? This is kind of the epitome, the beautiful part about this. And if he moves away, I can fork the queen and rook. I'm gonna win the rook, right? So it's pretty much a done deal. It's a one game. So this allows the pawn to push forward. I didn't see that. I come in like this, and it's still okay. But the problem is, I actually have no way to break through. It's very frustrating. He keeps blocking with his queen. I find this nice move since the pawn is pinned, and I know I'm winning here, but I have to be careful of a potential passed pawn here. So I trade because I'm low on time. I have 15 seconds. We trade a bunch of stuff, and I end up being in a losing position, but okay, I was low on time, so I'm not going to get mad at that. And this was actually, I think, a 3-minute rated game. So the previous game was an unrated game, but I played some blitz games, a few of them, just for fun, and that's what happened. Anyway, let's get to our game, the main game, the 10-minute rapid game, and see what happens. Okay, we're reversing a 1646 from America, whose name is the Knightosaurus. It's kind of a funny name. And right away, we'll target this pawn. We'll see how he responds. Okay, everything is pretty normal here. Since he brought the knight here, it looks like a classical Pierce, but this bishop here kind of is cause for some confusion. If I bring the bishop here, he could take, I could take, he could check, I could go back. And I don't think this knight is really doing much, so we're just going to fianchetto and play normally. Maybe attacking the center was better. If we attack the center now, I don't think it looks that great. We could bring the knight here to bring it here to attack this bishop. We could also bring the knight here to bring it here to attack the bishop. That kind of feels nicer, so we're going to do it that way. If he attacks, we take. He takes, we take. That looks nice. If he castles, we castle, or we try to attack the bishop. I'm not sure. Another point, the bishop to g4 was probably a good move to just pin the knight to the queen and keep it occupied. Okay, well, he stops that idea now. If we push the center, he could push, we could come back. If we push and he takes and we take, he takes and we take, he takes and we take. Let's castle first. Now we push the center, he takes, we take, he takes, we take. If he goes to the center, we go to e7. Let's do that. I'm actually not sure if I want to take with the knight or the pawn. If I take with the knight, he could take, we could take, he could take, I could take. If I take with the pawn, he could take, we could take, and we still have the knights on the board. Let's take with the knight, just to get this knight off the board. It's a protector of the king, so it kind of makes sense to get rid of it. This might be a drawn game, I don't know. Okay, so he obviously doesn't want to trade. Maybe pawn c6, then queen c7. I think that's a good set of moves. Putting pressure on this makes sense. We could attack. If he takes, we take. If he takes, we take. We could attack. He could attack our queen. That's a clever move. But then we have e7, and we should be fine. We could also go e7 right now. No, I think we'll go h6 first. We could attack it. He can come here. We can come here. Okay. So this is actually more tricky than I thought. I thought we could move the knight over to attack the bishop, but the problem is he has a lot of eyes here now. Actually, that's not a problem. So knight here attacks the bishop, the queen takes the knight. So that is a problem. Never mind. We could also attack this bishop. We could also bring the queen here, protecting the pawn and targeting this, but then the rook comes in, but then we take the bishop. So this is like a fork of sorts. We could take like this. I think that's okay. But it gets very tricky. Very tricky. Let's do it. Okay, we could take now. He could take with check. We could take, so that doesn't make sense. If we take, he takes with the knight. And I don't know what the heck I've been saying, because that doesn't make sense either. We could bring the bishop in. He could come in with the queen. We bring the queen back. Maybe bring the queen here to protect the pawn. Something like here. If he takes, we take with a discovered attack, potentially. Now, let's do this. Okay, that took a while. Isn't that just a free queen? Okay. I think he just blundered. Okay. We win. Oh, we won. Oh, we've been winning a lot lately. Oh, it feels good. All right, let's game review. I'm going to say 80%. 92.9%. I know it's a small... I get excited, even if it's a small game. But we played with 92.9% actually. That's pretty good. Also, I feel like my voice changes sometimes. When I get excited, when I'm in the zone, like I have different voices for different... Do you guys feel that? Like in the beginning of a game, I'll be talking more serious. I'll be like, oh, this move, this move, this move. And even how I talk changes. But anyway, played with 92.9% accuracy. Our opponent played with 84.5% accuracy. We played like 2300. They played like 2100. But okay, there was only like 10 moves made. Actually, there's like 16 moves made. So let's look at this game. So we go in the Pierce. And just ignoring this bishop move was fine. Here, instead of bringing the knight, they wanted us to castle right away. I guess that makes sense, because then we have more options for understanding what's going to happen. For example, if something like this, we could have something like this. And this rook being open is not bad for us, I guess. But that's not what happened. Instead, we develop the knight, we castle, we push the pawn to the center. And this was an inaccurate move. Computer preferred, which I always forget this move, guys. I always forget this. But this is a set of moves that work. And the reason why this is so powerful and so freaking cool is, one is we have a lot of targets on this, so this pawn might fall. Okay? Actually, it probably will fall. If he comes here, we could just take this. Oh, no, we can't. The knight. We could just take this. Right? Unless I'm missing something? Oh, our knight's under attack. Okay, well, this pawn is weak, right? This pawn is a weak pawn. But anyway, maybe it's not going to be weak. But it just feels like a much better position. We open up the center, which is a lot of times the annoying part of the Pierts, I feel like. Here, everything worked fine. I thought c7 was c6 was a clever move, but computer prefers e7, which I also considered maybe a little bit later, but I did consider that move. Then we attack the bishop. Attacking the bishop like this was totally fine. The queen move was also good, but computer preferred g4. Now, if he takes, I didn't see this. This is a beautiful move. Putting pressure, forcing the queen to move to the side. And here we probably had something like d4. Yeah, computer says d4 is a move here. Now, after this, computer can he can go back like this. We could even take like this. Take, and this is just winning. Would be up a piece. So that's pretty cool. I didn't see the g4 move. I thought d4 was okay, and I thought this bishop move was good. But again, g4 is the move here. He brought the queen. I brought the queen back. What did I screw up so badly here? Computer says a d1, which is what he ended up doing. But my queen move was fine. And here I expected something like this. And I expected the rook to come here until I saw the knight covers this. So then I thought maybe he's going to double his rooks or something. And then maybe something like this would happen. But then I thought, oh, we might have some cool type of discovered attacks here. But computer says, no, it's stupid. We just do this. After this, there's this. And the knight takes back and we win. So I don't think our opponent will do that. There's this and this. And now he could take with check. And now we're down a pawn in a bit of a scary situation. But, you know, I think there's still some tricks. I don't know. Here, the computer, instead of this knight move, likes queen b4. I guess, again, putting pressure here. Protecting this pawn, which is the big danger, kind of. And then queen d3, and if we trade here, this is just a winning position because of this terrible pawn structure. I would probably bring the rook back, but the problem with that is this. So we would be forced to move the knight somewhere. Let's say the bishop comes backwards. And this doesn't look like that terrible of a game. I'll do something like this to protect from the rook coming in. And I'm not sure exactly what he would do here. I don't think this is so simple to win. And you could see if he trades off this bishop, it's an even game already. And if he's really not careful, I don't know if he just goes like this or something, then this is already looking good for me, to be honest. This looks pretty good. So, okay, the game ended here. Let's look for the one piece of advice. We're trying to take one thing from each game. We saw that h5 is a good counter in this opening against a lot of things. We saw that timing e5 is an important thing. And we saw yesterday that when a pawn is one step from promotion, there's a lot of tricks you could do. Even if it's just, if you have a passed pawn, you could take advantage of that in an endgame to try to push it. So those were the 3 lessons we learned so far this week. I'm going to look over this game and try to think of one more, one lesson for today. Okay, I got it, guys. The big lesson for today was the big mistake we made this game. So we made one mistake in this game, and that mistake was right here with bishop e6. Doubled pawns are a true weakness. And one of you guys actually said this yesterday or the day before in one of the older videos. Doubled pawns are a real weakness in an endgame. And this is why we're losing by a full pawn, essentially. Because when the bishop takes, if the bishop takes, damn, my voice just changed right there, then what ends up happening is that this becomes a target. And we could see this right away becoming a target. I mean, not right away because the knight would take. But you could see this right away becoming a target. In a case of something like this pawn becomes a target. It's very annoying to deal with. This rook is assigned with protecting this pawn. And that's pretty much its job, while these rooks kind of come together to be used in this way. So let's say the knight comes here to attack the queen. The queen could just come back. There's a lot more flexibility with white's moves because the pawns are just chilling, being chilling. And our pawns are not being chilling. They're scary to protect. Right? We have to protect this pawn. And he doesn't really have any weaknesses. We have two isolated doubled pawns. So this is an idea I should have understood before bringing the bishop here. Understanding that this kind of weakens my position. This temporary discovered attack against the queen is nothing. It's really not worth much. The f-pawn is defended very heavily, so it's not going to do much. And that's basically it, right? This is just not worth it. So doubled isolated pawns, not great. And kind of understanding how pawn structures change. I know there's a bunch of lessons there, but I think that's the main thing, essentially. So bishop b6 is a bad move for that reason. This is a great other way to kind of develop the piece. And here we can see after d3, our pawn structure is still decent-ish, and we can continue the game. Computer likes queen a d8. Maybe after the rook comes here, well, then the bishop would take it. So the bishop's actually in a nice position here. He can't move this because it's pinned as well. So there's a lot of like really nice things about this position, which is just slightly different, and you could see the computer sees this as an even game. Now here I would probably take, and I would see this as already a better position for me, even though the computer says it's even, just because, you know, we're up a pawn. That's essentially the reason. And I feel like we're much more active with our pieces, but he does have the bishop pair, and they're both kind of pretty strong at this moment. So there are all of these ideas. I guess the bishop is forced to come here, but I would even consider bringing it all the way back. And then something like this would just put us at a winning position because we have control of the file. And if he really wants to trade everything, then we're just winning because we have access to more stuff. Like I said before, computer likes bishop e6, putting a threat over here. After this, I don't know. Something like this, probably to get this knight in to look for some targets. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the game. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you watched this far, you're a real one. And you could see this beautiful mouse pad that I have. You could say Monopoly in the comments below if you watched this far. If you guys like Monopoly, let me know. I used to love Monopoly as a kid, but now it's like kind of annoying. But it's fun to play board games. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.